The woman you're watching is not avoiding danger, but pursuing it. In the current world climate of equality among the sexes, no category is left unturned, including hand-to-hand combat. The first athletic endeavour that broke the barrier for women fighters was professional wrestling. Although it was viewed as an undercard amusement leading up to the main event, the technical proficiency displayed by these female grapplers is on par with their male counterparts. In the film world, women were used in action films as novelties or whipping posts for a sadistic villain, where graphic scenes comprised the majority of the film until the last reel, wherein the heroine could exact some fitting revenge. This kind of exploitation has found a permanent market thanks to stars like Amy Yip. Indeed, the continued prosperity of these films falls squarely on the shoulders of this buxomly starlet, who is almost a throwback to the bygone era of cheesecake stars like Jane Mansfield or Brigitte Bardot. Yip's assets quickly took her from tip-part roles to movie stardom, all done without a single pubic hair or nipple exposed. This lack of exposure actually made her devoted fans come back time and again, in the hope that the next film would show her, albeit cosmetically enhanced, breast sellers in their full glory. Amy Yip went on to catch what many Asian starlets catch towards the prime of their career, a rich husband who wouldn't mind a trophy wife that half the world's population dreams about. Although Amy showed a willpower to succeed, it isn't enough to get the audience's respect for what a woman is fully capable of achieving. Most people would be surprised to learn that one of the most proficient kung fu systems ever was invented by a woman, who in turn passed it on to another woman. It is the art of Wing Chun.
Because Wing Chun techniques are all what we call the little movements. Okay, with little movements, you really cannot make it so beautifully, right? Because especially, we don't have high kick.
This system was created by the only nun who survived the burning of the Shaolin temple. To help her fight a persistent bully, the nun created a system which stressed close-quarter combat and technique over brute strength. The result so pleased the nun that she named the system after her student Wing Chun in honor of her tenacity. The old adage, behind every great man stands a strong woman, can be best applied to Fong Sai-yuk, the legendary Chinese fighter. It is reported that his mother single-handedly pushed him mercilessly, yet still gave him a mother's affection.
Ma, you all right?
Women have always had a place in martial arts, but usually doing forms. From the relaxing postures of Tai Chi to the lightning-fast turns and techniques of Wushu, the woman is on par with her male counterparts in this area. Chinese opera gave the female equal billing, or actually the female role, since men sometimes played all the parts on stage. With the advent of film, movie producers literally transferred the opera to the big screen. The popularity of women fighters on screen was not lost on producers who put money before gender. This led to a landmark film featuring not a student of Chinese opera, but a dancer from Shanghai. The film was called Come Drink With Me, and Cheng Pei Pei was the first woman in Hong Kong to receive top billing in a swordplay film. The Shaw Brothers produced film was a huge success and opened the doors for women at the action box office. Like Cheng Pei Pei, Xu Feng was a prodigy of director King Hu. Her first starring role in Touch of Zen captivated audiences worldwide, keeping her popular throughout the 70s. She recently turned to producing, Farewell My Concubine being her most famous production. One lucky young lady was Shi Su, who was chosen by the Shaw Brothers executives at the young age of 15 to fill the shoes of Cheng Pei Pei. Aside from swordplay films, Shi Su also worked on the new action craze sweeping Chinese cinema, the Kung Fu movie.
Camera and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hong Kong was not the only country reaping the rewards of this newly found source of entertainment. Taiwan's film industry didn't hesitate to bring their own heroines to the front lines.
My name is Polly Shang Quan Ling Fong.
Polly Shang Quan Ling Fong became an overnight movie queen with her first role in King Hu's Dragon Inn. Polly devoted considerable time cultivating her martial arts skills, gathering black belts in judo, karate, and taekwondo. The biggest compliment the Chinese paid to Polly was when they said that Bruce Lee is the dragon, but Polly is the phoenix.
Because I'm very, I shouldn't say that I don't want to feel proud. I'm very fast for the action. I'm put it in my memory. When I see that, and I don't need too much time to practice. Very quick. So probably that's why I'm involved the Kung Fu movie so much. couple times dangerous situation. But people, when they realize I'm the kung fu actress, they didn't fight with me. They just left.
Let's go. Come on.
People like it. Like I'm dressed up like a little boy, a little young man or what. I'm earned the best actress. That was a comedy action movie.
Oh, really?
So I am funny, okay? I am funny, yeah. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, no drugs, okay? And even I don't have too many boyfriends. Spend too much time in the boyfriend, I waste the time. Have to take care of your body, very good. Yeah, most of the time just you take care of you, yeah, and practice the kung fu or action or every day.
Right.
I told all the reporter, news reporter, I said, if you want me to go back to my field, please don't let me play Mama. No, Mama. I said, no. I said, still fight. I want, yeah, action movie.
Yeah.
Don't give me the Mama. Yeah, I wanted to be a Mama. I never have a children all my life, but no, Kung Fu, fighting is much better.
Chinese opera always had an influence in Chinese films, so it was only natural that a student of the discipline be chosen for the lead role. Judy Lee is one of the few women in Chinese opera who could also play male roles. The combination of feline beauty and rugged physical abilities netted her over 60 film roles.
I was 7 years old, going to Fuxing to learn the Chinese opera. And I graduated when I'm 14 years old. The reason I'm learning the Chinese opera because my family, my father, my aunt, they are all Chinese opera actor, actress. We practice very, very hard. Every morning, 5 o'clock, we wake up. Then 6 o'clock, we are the first class, just doing the fangento. Sorry, I have to speak Chinese. I don't know how to speak English in this word. Some action, 动作啊, fangento like this. Then after that, 2 hours, then we're eating breakfast, then we take another class for the singing and the performance. So we are learning, study, and practice the whole day until 9 o'clock something every day. 7 years. I was very famous on the stage after I graduated from art school. In that time, as my boss, right now is Hong Kong very famous actor Yang. He's my first boss. He saw me the performance on the stage. He said I'm very good, doing very good job. So he asked me to try the first movie. I remember 18 days we finished that film. And I was very hard and worked very hard. So unfortunately, the first film I get famous. So it's helped me to smooth doing the job for the future. Before I'm doing the movie, I'm just very good foundation, because we are Chinese opera, we are doing very, seriously, very 严格的这个手训练. So we have the beginning the kung fu, but no 力道. I mean no get hurt. If I hurt somebody, no power. So just pretty. We can do the very pretty the action. I mean the 动作. Very pretty. We can 踢腿踢得很高，然后we 很漂亮，然后我们动作很灵活啊。But after a few years, we every day we are practice. We're doing the movie. We have to learn. We have to learn lots of the act 动作. I mean can make the good work for the movie. So 我们也变成很有功夫。Means sometimes we hurt somebody. Some kung fu movie, the story very very good. You will very enjoy to performers. I don't think so. It's some silly. I think it's good. I never think about, well, famous or success, but I think if you doing, you do yourself very, you do your best to do it, you will see the result.
You are watching a Kung Fu fanatic. If there was an award for obsessive training, it would first go to Yang Pan Pan. Pan Pan is probably the only child in China that actually begged her mother to take her to the Chinese opera school for tutelage. In school we all trained together. When we kicked, we did it in unison, just like they do in China nowadays. Kicking, acrobatics and weapons. We all trained together, basically Northern-style Kung Fu. I studied Northern style for 2 years. I never learned opera, I just learned the flexibility and the Kung Fu styles, which I made use of in the films I made, like the one I did with Sam the Seed. When I made Duel of the Seven Tigers and Story of Drunken Master, my nickname was Lady Jackie Chan. When we shot the drunken style movies, we used to perform over 30 movements in one shot. We used no pads, no wires, just real Kung Fu.
Wow, small waist.
The action movies now are a lot more comfortable and safer. We have many things to help us. It's funny, when I have to fight with a man, he'll size me up and say, "Oh, you're a girl, but I'm not going to take it easy on you, because we want to make the scene look realistic." We really hit hard. You can hear the sound of our arms hitting. So we used pads so that we could fight much longer. Often we had to redo the scene several times. It really does hurt. So we must have pads, and the results look beautiful. Sometimes when I take the pads off, my arms are bruised and swollen. I love shooting action films. When we start filming, I get really happy and excited. Ying is a Shaw Brothers film brat who actually grew up on their film lot. Her nickname Auntie came from one of her most famous roles for them. Auntie also branched out into television and even posed for the Asian edition of Penthouse.
Hello, I'm Auntie. How are you?
I'm 13 years old. I stopped in school, no school, and I go to nightclub, Chinese nightclub, and started to dancing Chinese dancing. So make the money, get my smaller sister and my brother go to school. So I'm not in school long time. I'm 60 years old. I go inside the sports bar.
I prefer doing traditional films because the stories are better and the fighting is much prettier. Modern films rely more on power. Yes, so I prefer traditional. I think the most important quality for an action actress is guts, and you must be prepared to get hurt. If you have guts, you can achieve anything, but most important for me is that I don't want to be poor.
I don't want to be a bad poor girl, so I want to make hard. I want to get something. So that's my power.
One of the fast tracks to stardom in Asia is to do television, and after a dozen TV series, actress Moon Lee gave movies a try. It's hard to believe Moon Lee was a ballet and classical dancer before putting her feet in people's vital parts.
Action movies can directly give you some message. If you just drama, I think have some countries people can't understand. Then what are you doing? What are you saying? What are you meaning? It is almost guaranteed you will get hurt when you shooting action movie. explosion started, before I jumped, I could smell my hair burn, and by the way down, I reached the ground. My wrist and part of my face are burns. I spent months in the hospital before I recovered.
The popularity of these female fighting films brought girls from overseas. Yukari Oshima grew up watching Chinese kung fu action movies in her native Japan and decided that this was the future she wanted.
When I was 13 years old, in Japan, in Fukuoka, I learned is a Japanese Goju-ryu karate from Mr. Miki. Is one of the master is in karate. Because why? Because of course I saw many movies like action martial art movies and then Chinese movie, and I'm very interested about. So I learned it. Also, I study with Sanichiba stunt school. It's 1 year. Hong Kong movies like a real fighting. Like sometimes it's really punch, it's very hard. Sometimes really hit people, really kick people. So very different. Japan is like a just a double. That's a double. But Hong Kong movies real.
Have you ever been really hurt?
Yeah, many times. Like a glass is a punch a glass, something head is a bread something, and then also heart, food something. But not big accident, yeah.
OK。
Almost. It's usually it's stretching, and when I shooting, it's like maybe stunt training also. It's a hard time. Just I want to do action. Just my feeling is like this. Don't think about I want to be a famous. Not like this. Just want to be show my action how.
Here's somebody who doesn't mind playing with guns. Elaine Loy, a femme fatale in the classic sense. Elaine has played a diverse resume, ranging from secret agent to cold-blooded killer, and she carries off each role with an ease that only seasoned veterans show.
I don't know anything about Kung Fu before, but in my first movie, 99% there is fighting scenes. Then I have to fight all the time like a fighting dog. Different kind of Kung Fu all the time. So it doesn't matter you practice this time, it shoots for your next movie, all that, right? Different kind of acting. And in fact, most of the Kung Fu we did is stunt. I'm a stunt woman too, can you believe that? I was in the rapids, the waterfall. I was lying in the waterfall for how long? The whole day long. And even my skin can peel off very easy after shooting for one day long, whole day long. And I'm just in between the line of life and death. I was hanged out of a helicopter, with a wire of 4 feet long. In fact, it means nothing to me, especially when you fly up 1,000 feet height, and there the wind is so strong, it goes to your eyes, your ears, everywhere. We can't even talk, and I can hear nothing. and it's quite scared, you know. Not quite, it's very scared. But you know what, sometimes we get sick of it. When you wake up and you have to think about your job, it's all fight. For what? When you go home, when you're dreaming, it's all fight again. Right? I feel easy. Sometimes, oh God, especially when two movies, you know, they bounce together. For the ending, you know, the most important part is the ending. And when they, you know, two of them get together, you have to fight from morning to the next day morning. And then you wake up again, it's fight again. Don't sell me out.
This lady was born to be a superstar. Michelle Yeoh was discovered after winning a beauty contest in her native Malaysia. Mega stardom came after sharing top billing with Cynthia Rothrock in her first feature film.
I've always loved physical activities. Like I was a squash player, I swim. You know, since I was in school, I've been involved with sports like running, high jump, you know, swimming, diving, anything that I could lay my hands on. And also I did ballet ever since I was 4. So when I did my first action movie, it was just another medium of movement for me. And because I loved the physical, you know, the challenge so much, it felt like such a shame to let somebody else have the fun.
Michelle got international recognition after co-starring with Jackie Chan in Super Cop and opposite James Bond himself in Tomorrow Never Comes. If anybody has the task of representing girl power on the screen, it couldn't be handled better than Michelle.
So I used to spend like 6 to 9 hours in the gym with the stunt boys, and they were very, very good. They would come there on rotational basis, you know, just to teach me the moves and things like that. And because I was a ballerina before, I'm very supple, and also I'm coordinated, and I'm able to pick up movements and mimic movements quite well. So it's just learning how to transfer that energy and to get that power, you know, across to the camera.
as long as they were willing to teach me, I could try it out. I could do it. But you know, when you work with them a little bit more, and then after when I hit them a couple of times quite hard, then they realize, okay, if she can hit us that hard, that means she must be able to take something back. And it has to be like that because you know how the directors in Hong Kong, unless you get a good hit, it's not going to be a good take. So I'd rather be hit 2 or 3 times well than 15 to 20 times, you know, not so good.
What about period films? You know, the costume fighting. You like doing those?
Yes and no. You know, yes, because it's actually easier to do than contemporary action movies.
Why?
You know, because with the action sequences, there's a lot of wire work. That's the only tough parts of it. All that flying around, you know, it's very visual. But you know, when it comes down to the actual action of it, it's not so detailed. It's like Wing Chun, which I did with Ying. That kind of fighting gets to be more physical, you know, with all the arm movements, and you learn a lot more. So when we were in China, I had that wooden stance on my balcony. Yeah. Every morning when I came out, I was like,
like Jackie Rumble in the Bronx.
You have to do that so that, you know, when you did it, you were convincing. Honestly, I mean, whenever you do an action sequence, when I walk off the set, you know, when you go home and you're sitting in your bath, you literally look like someone's thrown you down a flight of stairs at least 10 times over because you're literally like black and blue all over the place. When you see the reaction of your audience and you think 50 years down the road I'll be sitting in my rocking chair and this is the same kind of reaction I'm going to get still, and then you know it's worth it.
After Michelle Yeoh's first retirement, Taiwanese dancer Ying was picked to succeed Michelle and Cynthia Rothrock as the production company's Lady Whirlwind. She was given the new name of Cynthia Khan, and her duties were quite simple: surpass the quality performances of your earlier counterparts. It would be unfair to make comparisons between all these unique individuals, but it is safe to say that Cynthia Khan holds her own weight on any scale of comparison. As aerobics and weight training started becoming acceptable activities for women, the physical appearances of the leading ladies started to change. There was no need to wear only buttoned-up mandarin collars without so much as a wrist or ankle exposed. The new breed didn't just show it, they flaunted it.
The way of the intercepting.
Yeah, 45 fingers of death. You never know what you're watching for the right or the left. Head is getting back and that's like a dragon still. Head is back and it'll pop, it'll kill her aware. Head is psychic, there was so fast you could not be.
Following a strict regime of weight training, diet, and martial arts instruction, British actress Sophie Crawford gained constant employment on screen.
I had no foundation whatsoever. The only sports I had done was like the usual swimming, riding. Okay, I was fairly fit. But I had to then build up some muscle, some strength, and the flexibility, and then punch the bag every day, and the kicks and everything like that. And after that, you might think that okay, from there you can go straight into films. But when you actually get onto the set, you might spend hours and hours punching the bag with full contact. But then you get onto the set, and the first thing they do is tell you, to hold your power, So in the beginning, there were a couple of occasions when I accidentally hit a stuntman or an actor, but you learn the control as you go along. Shit! I think Hong Kong is a great foundation for me to get as much practical experience as I can for my future, because you can really experiment in front of the camera here. You can do basically what you like. You can play around.
Michiko gained fame in her native Japan by becoming a 3-time powerlifting champion. Aside from her strength, Michiko is also adept at gymnastics and martial arts. Needless to say, she developed an instant following.
At first, when I was high school, I tried gymnastics, and then I tried bodybuilding and powerlifting. I used to be bodybuilding champion of powerlifting champion. Powerlifting. And later I tried karate and Chinese martial arts, and also filming. I tried Japan first, and then I come to Hong Kong. They got a lot of problems because of women. We need, somebody help, make a fighting and some stunts. But that time I almost try myself. That's why I get some scar, This is, make from, shooting with Jackie Chan. I'm not, action actress in Japan, but I can do, and also sometimes it's very exciting, In fact, I think for Western people, Hong Kong film is not, unreal about action, but we need, making very quickly, also making very sharp and beautiful. Please don't think about I'm action actress, fighting actress. I'm a feeling, I can very good, getting better. If you need Asian girl, please call me.
This Taiwan weightlifting champion is a female Bruce, or brunette Lee. Although it seems difficult at times to distinguish her from a man, the Lady Dragon shows us that the gap between the sexes isn't necessarily that wide. If you are looking for grace as well as beauty under pressure, then look no further than world champion kickboxer Kathy Long. Her training schedule and ring record put respect in women's fighting with capital letters.
It's a lot of hard work. I've had my hands broken, I've had my ribs broken, I've had my nose broken, my shin fractured, and all these injuries were in training. And I've had torn muscles, and I've just been tired and achy, and you have to keep going. You have to understand that it's not easy, it's not a walk in the woods, and it's not going to happen overnight. I do love to fight. Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, there's nothing more real or honest than getting hit in the face. You don't have to wonder what's going on. You don't have to wonder if, am I supposed to hit this person? No, that's what you're there for. And it's the ultimate one-on-one competition. There's no team that you have to rely on other than your corner man, obviously. But when you're in the ring, you're doing it. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. And there's no one's just going to help you. No one's just going to make the decision for you.
Meet Kung Fu Mama. Words cannot describe the real ability of this Qigong and Kung Fu mistress, whose exploits have yet to be matched on film. But then again, who would want to? Cynthia Rothrock actually broke the barriers of Chinese only as lead roles in Chinese films. You could say that what Bruce Lee did to Hollywood films, Cynthia did to Hong Kong movies. Cynthia impressed fickle directors and choreographers by holding her own time and again.
It was probably the best training ground for me is to start in Hong Kong. A fight scene in Hong Kong, you might take 1 month to shoot. In America, they'll say, well, we got 1 day to do it. So there's a big difference there. When I made my transition from films, I would hit them a little bit harder, and all the stuntmen were going, ow, ow, and complaining. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I just came back from Hong Kong because I was used to them saying, Cynthia, more power, more power. And you can get anybody and teach them a roundhouse kick and a punch. You know, you could teach anybody in one day how to look like you could fight like that. But what they do in Hong Kong is you have to be a skilled martial artist to be able to perform those moves. You can't fake it. I feel very strongly that it's so easy to defend yourself and it could save your life someday. So I think I have always been sort of a crusader that, you know, especially for women, that they should learn some type of martial art.
Angela Mao. She's the renowned deadly China doll. She's clever, she's quick, and she fights to kill.
I am Angela Mao.
She's 100% lethal. She's Lady Whirlwind, mistress of the death blow, queen of the deep thrust.
My martial arts skills were very good, so I was taught fighting warrior roles, both fighting and singing. We woke up at 5 in the morning to train gymnastics. Midday we practiced singing, afternoon we studied books, and more acrobatics in the evening. In 1970, Raymond Chow of Golden Harvest came to Taiwan looking for new actors. A writer friend of mine, Chu Ke-shen, introduced me. He loved watching Peking opera, and he knew I was famous on the stage. They needed a female lead for a martial arts film called Angry River. It was to be directed by Huang Fen, who later became my godfather. My ability met his requirements, and that's how I got into Golden Harvest. But if one woman can encompass all the traits of a top fighter, it would have to be Angela Mao Ying. Angela appeared on the silver screen at the height of the Kung Fu craze. The result was an instant success at the box office. Her Western name was originally Barbara Lee in order to cash in on the Bruce Lee mania, but studio owner Raymond Chow insisted on giving Angela her own identity, and it paid off. Sammo Hung, Chan Yi, and I went to Korea to film Lady Whirlwind. Whilst we were there, we learnt Hapkido. We really trained hard and were awarded third dan black belts. When we got back to Hong Kong, we made the film Hapkido.
那导演就说拍一部合气道，跟韩国演员这样合作。
After Hapkido, I was approached by Bruce Lee and Bob Klaus to guest star in Enter the Dragon. I had signed with Golden Harvest for 5 years. When the contract was up, I returned to Taiwan to shoot films.
合约满了，我就回台湾发展，是这样子。
I shot Dance of Death, directed by Jackie Chan. In that film, I used a lot of opera moves like backflips and somersaults.
Wash hands. Wash feet.
The dancing girl washing, that's mine.
Dancing holding.
And dancing holding, that's mine too.
Washing the clothes. Wash hands. Wash feet. Washing the face. Ha! Ha!
那刚好过年年29的时候，我在我干爹家。
On New Year's Day, I was coming home from my godfather's house when this guy attacked me. I was young and cocky, so I kicked him a few times and he ran off. This incident made TV headlines.
所以就给他2腿踢跑掉了，这样子。后来这件事情还上电视嘛。我来到美国以后，刚开始我
I had just moved to the States. I took my son to 42nd Street. Some people came up to me and said, "Are you Angela Mao?" I was surprised they knew who I was.
I've come here to get revenge for my murdered brother. I don't even care if it kills me. But you won't live either.
To show the true meaning of girl power, we feel this fight scene of Judy Lee from the film Queen Boxer best proves the fact that hell hath no fury like a female top fighter attacked.